Good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. We've got people all over in the world, all from UK, a lot of UK people out there. We have a lot of people in New York, Los Angeles. We have people in Canada and Australia now. So welcome, 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 my truth tribe. We're going to come together to know the truth today. We're going to talk about the top five signs to know somebody will be successful. It really is measurable, you guys. I mean, it really is. Working with so many people around the world, you can see and measure before somebody does their deep inner work and after. And there are measurable things that happen. So today we're going to break on down the top 5 things that you can tell if somebody's going to be successful or not, okay? So we come together in truth. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Pulling the air and the energy all the way up to the third eye and out the top of the head. And exhaling out through the mouth. Inhaling again through the nose. Suspending the breath, allowing the prana, the breath, the intelligence of that thing called life force. And exhaling out through the mouth. I recognize right here and right now the ability, the power that is the force. You are the force. You are that ability. You are the superpower. You are all of it. And so I recognize no matter if you're feeling like you are in discordance, no matter if you feel like you're going around in circles, no matter if you feel like you start and stop projects, no matter if you feel like you're never ever going to experience success, it is not the truth. The truth is that the same energy that got you into those cycles, those vicious cycles, those not believing in yourself, the feeling and creating the habits of not being successful is the same energy and force that can be redirected into creating stability, creating success, creating the distinctions I'm going to go over about how you're going to have more and more and more success. I simply know this in my mind. I know this is your birthright. I know this is your work to do. And I simply know this as they would say, and so it is. Okay, so let's break on down the top 5 signs to know if somebody's going to be successful. It's very easy to tell if somebody's going to be successful, okay? There's many signs, I'm sure, but these are top 5 signs that I find with people. And even if you are not these things, you can become these things, okay? So it's really important to get real with yourself and start measuring these things for your own life so you can go, oh yeah, I'm not so great at that. What do I need to do in my subconscious work, in my environment, getting in a community and getting my mind and skill set right, okay? So let's break this on down. So number one, and if you're over on some of the platforms, you'll actually see a little presentation. The first one is decisive. So many people go around and around. They've got to analyze everything. They've got to evaluate it. They've got to talk with every friend they've ever had in their life about a decision. People who are successful make decisions. They're decisive. They look at the facts. They feel their intuition. They know what their truth is. They've done their inner work and they are decisive. They know specifically that they can decide right now, and you've got to make a lot of decisions in business, okay? A lot of business in relationship. You've got to decide. You've got to decide right now, I'm going to make this my best day ever. I'm going to decide right now, I'm going to complete this project today. I'm going to decide that to look and analyze what's going on with the market. I'm going to decide. Okay, so number one thing, are you decisive? Or do you go around in circles? So you need to look at that and measure that for yourself. You know, how decisive are you? Do you have a really hard time making decisions? I remember in my 20s, I remember thinking, I can't make a decision for my life. I'd go around and around circles. I'd zigzag through projects. I'd start and not complete them. I just couldn't make decisions, literally. So if I can do it, you can do it, okay? Number two top sign to tell if somebody's going to be successful or not is, are they positive? Are they positive? Meaning, do they focus on what they do want to create, or do they focus on what they don't want to create? Are they looking at how they can make something happen, or are they looking at all the reasons why they can't? So I do know these people, and I have some good friends in my life, and it's sad because they're very intelligent. They're so intelligent, but they always look at why the business won't succeed, why they can't do it in this marketplace, why, and they look like the lawyers that we are in the realm of fighting for our success or fighting for not our success. They look constantly again and again why it's not going to work. So positivity is not about being delusional. It's about literally going, I don't know how, but I am going to do this, and I know I'm going to focus on why it's going to work. I'm going to focus on making and seeing the possibility of how it's going to work. Okay, so number 2 in the top signs that you can tell if somebody's going to be successful or not is, are they positive? Do they focus on why they can get it done instead of why they can't get it done? Okay. Number 3 is consistent. How consistent are they? Okay. So we see this over and over again, whether it be online in the influencer world. We see this in the great companies out there in the world. We see this in relationships, right? Because success is across the board. So how successful are you? It depends. Number three, third sign is basically how consistent are you? Are you showing up consistently, or are you starting things and then kind of dwindling off? Are you, not really following through? And this is where we find referability as well. If you're consistent, you actually will get a client more than somebody who's even more talented than you, because you show up consistently. You do what you say you're going to do, and that is what consistency is. People would rather have somebody they can rely on to do business with than somebody who is really amazing at their craft. That's great, but it's not going to get you referability. And referability is really what happens of having companies success go to the next level. Okay, so that's number 4 is consistent. Is that 4? No, it's 3. Sorry, 3 is consistent. 3 is being consistent. So we're talking about the top 5 signs of being consistent. Being successful, and you can measure it over and over again with people. Okay, so even if you're not consistent, don't worry. You can learn how to be consistent, but you've got to recognize it might be your subconscious mind that is having you sabotage it by starting, stopping, things like that. So you've got to do your inner work. We're going to go all through that at the end. So number 1 is being decisive. Number 2 is being positive, focusing on why you can get it done instead of why you can't get it done. Number 3 is being consistent, showing up consistently, don't dwindling off, going into different projects, okay? Number 4 is synergistic. The top 5 signs that you'll see of why somebody is going to be successful or not. The number 4 is super important. Can they build a team? Can they synergize? Or do they always make people wrong? Are they in lawsuits? Are they doing these things, right? So are they synergistic? Do they work together with their team and with collaborating with other partnerships, other brands, things like that? You can tell people are going to be successful if they're able to synergize, okay? Synergistic. Are they synergistic? That's number 4. Super important to understand that Spirit doesn't want us to do it alone. Spirit is here saying, if you want to be successful, you've got to collaborate. Okay, super important. Number 5, so we're talking about the top 5 signs of someone going to be successful or not. You can measure it, you guys. It's very, very clear who's going to be successful or not. And you'll oftentimes see people who are very successful in the monetary thing, but they end up crashing because they're not synergistic or whatever. They end up getting in lawsuits. They end up, focusing on and why the world's against them, things like that. Okay. So we're talking about real success that's lasting. Okay. Number 4 is innovative. The people that are going to be successful, you can see it. You can see how fast are they creating, how fast are they pivoting, how fast are they innovating for the different markets of what's going on. And this really is the 5th sign, and probably the most important sign, because if you can't innovate, you're going to be dead, okay? It's not going to work out. You've got to constantly be recreating yourself. Look at Madonna. She recreated and recreates over and over again. How much are there certain fast foods that are going down because they're not innovating with people wanting more healthy things, right? So they're beginning to innovate and pivot right now, okay? So it's important to be able to innovate. Number 5 is all about innovating and pivoting, okay? So back to what we're talking about, which is the 5 top signs of what you can measure. I can predict. I could sit down with somebody and take a look at their life and start asking them questions, and I'd be able to see how likely are they going to be at success or not. And if there's areas of their life that are not aligning out of these 5, then we have to look at it and go, okay, so what's it going to take for you to really embody this area? Where in your subconscious work do we need to break through for you to recognize and really allow yourself to be in your highest good, right? What skill set do you need to embody, right? So mindset and skill set. But these top 5 things, I invite everyone today to really take a look at this, begin to take a journal on these 5 things. And if you are looking at an area like consistency or not consistent, then you need to get real. And I always think people in social media, people want to be like Gary Vee. Well, it's great. Well, you're not Gary Vee. Okay. So if you're going to be Gary Vee for 2 weeks and you get so burnt out, then it's not going to be good. So back it up to 1 live a week, get really consistent with that. And when you're able to be consistent with that, then go on to the next step in a gradient. Okay. If you are indecisive and you have a really hard time making a decision, then maybe get a collaboration of people that help you decide, okay? So the top 5 signs of people being successful. I know so many of you out there are already having success, and I know we've probably come from areas where we were not successful. I know for me personally, I used to be very indecisive. I used to go around in circles. I used to focus on why I couldn't do things instead of could do things. I was definitely not synergistic. I didn't know how to collaborate with people at all. And I was definitely not able to innovate because I wasn't able to really awaken that part within me. So I recognize today that success, we measure it very differently. You get to decide what success is. But I know that if as we awaken, each and every one of us has a gift, a calling, and a message to bring to the world. And if you want to bring your message to the world or be the highest artist or actor or whatever is out there, I see so many amazing people right now on the stream, everything from, the stock market to incredible producers and directors and so many artists and things like that. If you want to be the best, these principles apply to all fields. The 5 top signs of somebody being successful. So again, number 1 is decisive. Are you decisive? Number 2 is, are you positive? Do you focus on why you can get it done, or do you focus on why it's not going to happen? Number 3 is consistent. Are you consistently showing up in your community, online, in your business, with clients? Are you consistent? Okay. Number 4 is synergistic. Do you work with other people? Do you collaborate? And if not, then you're probably only going to be able to go so far. And number 5 is innovative. Are you creative? Do you pivot? Are you able to do these things? So you can take these 5 top signs back into your life, and you can start to measure yourself and measure the people around you. You really should measure these things when you're taking on partnerships and things like that. Take a look at their past. Do they have a lot of legal lawsuits? That means they're not synergistic, right? Did they start 5 other companies and not follow through with them? Then they're probably not going to be a great partner. Okay. Do they, when you sit down and think of the next project, do they tell you, and are they the realists, right? Do they tell you all the reasons why you can't do it? You probably don't want to be partners with them, and so on and so forth. So have a beautiful day, you guys. Let's do one last prayer together, knowing the truth. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. And I recognize today that you are already successful. You are already divine. You are already perfect. But in this, I recognize that wherever you desire to have more success in your life, more prosperity, more abundant relationships, more love, more vitality, more all of it, then we have to align with universal law. And these top 5 signs are really aligning with universal law, aligning with truth. And so I just know right now and right here that anything that you truly desire is possible when you decide and you begin to commit to your mindset and your skill set. I simply know this. I know it's destiny. Whatever you truly desire is something that can't be measured. The one factor beyond these 5 signs is one thing, and it is your true soul's desire, your heart's desire. Whatever that is, that can't be measured. Only you know that, and only you can measure that. And when you know with total certainty that you desire this so much that you're able to commit to doing whatever it takes to embody those 5 signs and beyond, I simply know it is your destiny. As together we say, and so it is. Okay, you guys have a beautiful day. I love you so much. If you are on this live for the first time, I'm Dr. Erin. I'm a doctor of divinity. We come together Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to do a daily truth and basically teach you how to discover your truth, live your truth, embody your truth, and live your greatest life, that you have a life that no one else has, and you have a gift, you have a message, and we want all of you. We want your innovation, your inventions, your heart, your soul, everything. We want every drop of you. And so in this, I also have a free community called Inner Circle in Society. You can go to my bio across the board. It's free for right now. We probably won't be free after the quarantine and things. So get in now while you can. We also support groups in there, everything from transforming your mindset and your skill set to recovery things to teaching universal law to all different distinctions. And so yes, it's going to be a divine day, you guys. Have a wonderful day, and may you live your truth.